picture-perfect beaches, pods of dolphins frolicking at sunrise, and some of the world's best diving. The untapped beauty of Indonesia's sprawling archipelago is rivaled by few. But if you're keen to see the best parts, you're going to need time, because getting there is no holiday. Siladin is a tiny island off Manado in North Sulawesi. Getting here from Singapore will take you 3 hours by plane, 1 hour by car to the jetty, and then 45 minutes by boat to the island. And this is one of the easier places to get to. Sarah Westrop is from Manado. After 35 years living the expat life, she came home and bought Bobacha Cottages, a tiny resort on Siladin Island. But running it hasn't been easy.
The infrastructure, especially here, Siladin actually the main tourist destination for Manado, and yet we don't have any electricity, no water, not even to collect the rubbish, no one.
Inefficient infrastructure not only deters visitors, but makes running a business costly. No regular water taxi means Westrop has to transport everything to the island herself. Guests, supplies, the petrol to run the generator. The costs add up, especially now that she's expanding.
The stone, the one bring it here to make for the foundation. In Manado, cost per truck is 500,000 rupiah. Here in the island, 3.5 million.
Besides weak infrastructure, Westrop says marketing is also an issue because a third of Indonesia's tourists flock to Bali.
President Joko Widodo is trying to change that. He's targeting 20 million visitors a year by 2019. That's quite the leap from the 9.4 million tourists that visited last year. A big part of the plan focuses on infrastructure, building new airports, constructing better roads, and helping with connectivity between the islands.
At 9.4 million tourists last year, Indonesia lags far behind its neighbors, Thailand and Malaysia. And poor infrastructure is one of the main reasons keeping tourists at bay.
Where the real potential lies is in realizing this vision that Jokowi had when he came to power of making Indonesia into a maritime country that, as an archipelago, actually uses its geographical makeup to its advantage. Maritime tourism, for example, that offers huge potential. You do not need to build much new infrastructure to be able to access that.
Drawing more tourists could help Indonesia bridge its gaping deficit and support the rupiah, which is one of the worst performing Asian currencies this year.
If, for example, Indonesia would match Malaysia in terms of number of tourism, but also receipt from tourism, then the current account deficit could just transform either into a surplus or be at around zero. And that would be a big deal.
But for Sarah Westrop, it's a bit of a double-edged sword.
I don't want this become like Bali and too many tourists. Don't forget, this is national park.
Because with views like this, if you build it, they will come. Toni Waterman, Channel News Asia, Siladin Island, Indonesia.